I am Elizabeth of York, daughter of Edward IV, wife to Henry VII, and Queen of England. My life, though adorned with jewels and courtly grandeur, was forged in the crucible of conflict and uncertainty. Born into the House of York in 1466, I was destined to witness the rise and fall of kings, to be the thread that wove the warring houses of York and Lancaster into one. When my father, King Edward IV, reigned, our family basked in power. But those days of peace were fleeting. In 1483, I was thrust into turmoil with my father's sudden death. My younger brothers, Edward and Richard, were declared illegitimate, and their claim to the throne dissolved like morning dew. They were confined to the Tower of London, never to be seen again, a tragedy that shadowed my every breath. It was my uncle, Richard III, who seized the crown. His rule split the kingdom, sparking the fires of rebellion. My mother, Elizabeth Woodville, sought to protect our lineage by forging a secret alliance with Henry Tudor, the Lancastrian claimant in exile. In this agreement, I was pledged to marry Henry if he succeeded in claiming the throne. When Henry defeated Richard at Bosworth in 1485, the crown passed to him, and with it, the weight of uniting England. Our marriage was more than a union of hearts, it was a bond to heal a fractured nation. On January 18, 1486, I stood beside him as his queen, uniting the white rose of York with the red rose of Lancaster. Together, we gave birth to the Tudor rose, a symbol of reconciliation. As queen, I embraced my duties with dignity. I was blessed with 8 children, though the joys of motherhood were often tempered by sorrow. My firstborn, Arthur, the pride of my heart, died tragically young, leaving the hopes of the dynasty to my second son, Henry, who would one day become Henry VIII. My daughters, Margaret and Mary, would grow to form vital alliances with Scotland and France, securing England's place among the European powers. Despite the political necessity of our union, my husband and I shared a bond of affection. Henry was cautious and pragmatic, but he valued my counsel and trusted my wisdom. In private, he could be tender, and together we mourned the loss of our children. The grief bound us more closely than courtly duty ever could. I worked tirelessly to maintain harmony at court, my presence often a balm to the rivalries that lingered in the shadows. My generosity and grace earned me the love of my people, who saw in me the virtues of mercy and compassion. Yet, I often felt the burden of my position, knowing that my every action was scrutinized, my every gesture carrying the weight of the crown. In 1503, my heart was shattered when my son Edmund died, and not long after, I succumbed to a similar sorrow during childbirth. My life ended too soon, at just 37, but my legacy endured. I was the mother of a dynasty, the foundation upon which the Tudor reign was built. My son, Henry VIII, would become one of the most famous monarchs in history, and my granddaughter, Elizabeth I, would rule over a golden age. My story is one of resilience and sacrifice, of a woman who bridged the divide of a kingdom torn apart by civil war. Though I lived in a world dominated by kings, I played my part in shaping England's future. I am Elizabeth of York, and my name lives on, not only in history but in the hearts of those who cherish the enduring legacy of the Tudors.